And while the sophomore sensation may be having a great season, on this court, she plays for more than just wins and losses. Now, this is Drizel's third time being nominated. We here at Primetime and Panther Family feel like if he is selected, then it'll be a slam dunk pick. The 4-3 Georgia State Panthers made the skip in Atlanta from downtown to midtown to face the 6-1 Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Let's see if the Panthers can pull off the upset.
Show us how to juggle. Oh yeah, I can show you real quick. It's just a little something like this here, man. You gotta brush it off and you gotta throw it down, man. Simple. Yeah, there.
So as the late Bankroll Fresh himself would say, he's balling like a hot boy. These guys have won 3 matches in a row. They're balling like some hot boys. Georgia State swept the Sun Belt Freshman of the Year awards and men's and women's basketball. While we're trying to get accustomed to the fall season down here in Georgia, there's a new season approaching in the softball program. The once young phenom Ivy Drake will be a seasoned veteran in the 2018 season, teaching 4 new signees. Nathan Nair has a report. In other words, simply put, old-fashioned hate. But I'm not going to do that because we had a very special day today in Georgia State history. Today, Robert Davis caught 5 balls, and that put him 4 above current Kansas City Chief Albert Wilson for the all-time record of career receptions at Georgia State.
Give the young guys a tough time as you've been on this team longer than they've been alive.
No, I mean, only one player, you know.
The thing that you miss most about the city, what is it?
Just the people and relationships.
Chick-fil-A.
What did you think of Dennis Schroeder's first half performance out there tonight?
I mean, he made pretty much every shot he took.
Of the new generation, any thoughts on first #1 pick, Dancy Swanson, coming back home to Atlanta?
You know what? I know what he feels like.
Now, it was understood if you forgot, but the football team is still playing, and they just fired their head coach. Yes, Trent Miles is gone. Athletic director Charlie Cobb said he wants the team to name their next man in line by the holidays.
I mean, it's been rough for me as far as, you know, the coach that I came in with being fired. But I mean, I don't agree with the decision, but we move on and, you know, live to fight another day.
Transfer stars Connor Manning and Bobby Baker said Coach Miles welcomed a second chance for them.
When I kind of was a low point, I didn't know if I was going to get another chance at playing college football. You know, he was one of the first guys to call.
He gave me an opportunity, a second opportunity, obviously, in a second home. And so, you know, I appreciate that, appreciate him for that more than anything.
The Panthers are still ready to face the team from Statesboro. What are some of the keys you think you have to do to defeat Southern?
Just compete, go out there, do what we do.
No keys. We're going to win the game, and that's that.
At the end of the day, this is a rivalry. We don't like these guys at all. They don't like us. We don't like them. So you're going to see that during the game. And this week, the way we're practicing, if you watch practice, you'll see we're practicing like we don't like these cats. So, you know, at the end of the day, Saturday is playtime, so we're going to try to have some fun.
Georgia State will face Georgia Southern at 2 p.m. tomorrow in the Georgia Dome. For Primetime Sports, I'm Rashad Milligan. On the defensive end, here's one block and another one. Two Spice Matumbo is what he's calling it on Twitter. Now it's Thomas's turn. 3-ball corner pocket, good. But check this out. There's a snake in his boot. Get up, young fella. Two Spice Matumbo approves. Thomas puts up another 3 and sploosh. The Panthers hit 15 threes as a team on the day. Jeremy Hollowell throws down a mean flush to begin the second half. Just vicious. Fan favorite Carter Cagle closed the game with his second 3 of the season. And Georgia State defeats Coastal Carolina 76-56. So Jeremy Hollowell was the leading scorer tonight for the Panthers with 16 points of his own. The Panthers are now won 3 in a row. They're 4-2 in conference play, 11-7 overall on the season. They return here to the GSU Sports Arena on Monday to face Appalachian State. For Primetime Sports, I'm Rashad Milligan.
I saw that they had a paintball club, and I saw a guy, you know, diving midair, and I was like, that looks cool. I was like, I'd probably be pretty good at that. I come out my first time, I get destroyed, but I liked it, so I kept coming back, and here I am now.
The club practices about a 50-minute drive away from the main Atlanta campus in Canton, Georgia. Although there are closer fields in Atlanta, Nitro Paintball field owner Mario McCresco aims for a more intimate experience at his location.
Before I did this, I was in a computer business. I hated every minute of it. I wanted to do something where I could actually see the smile on somebody's face because they enjoyed what they did or what they got or how they were treated.
And Boston Celtics big man Al Horford returned to the place he called home in Atlanta for 9 seasons, except this time he's welcomed by boos instead of cheers. Horford struggled all night, finishing with 4 points and 5 rebounds. He said the 5 fouls called on him threw him off.
It just took me out of my rhythm. I felt like I had no rhythm out there, and that was hard for me.
Someone who did have their rhythm, however, was Hawks rookie Taurean Prince, who had a career-high 20 points on the night.
Taurean as a young player is just growing and learning right before our eyes, and a lot of good stuff. So, hopefully we can build on this going forward.
Atlanta R&B artist Monica performed at halftime for the team's Tender Night, ironically encouraging love on such a hostile night on the floor. Back on the court, Horford and the Celtics are now 1.5 games behind the Cleveland Cavaliers for the #1 spot in the East after another loss, while the Hawks have moved up to the 5th seed in their win. Boston now has 3 regular season games left, while Atlanta has 4 remaining. For Rolling Out, I'm Rashad Milligan. Eliza Zachary is one of the more important athletes in recent Georgia State history. The 6'2" middle blocker from Minnesota ranks 8th all-time in school history for kills.
I think my goals changed throughout my experience here into being more of a role model to my teammates.
After making the All-Sun Belt Second Team in 2014, Zachary was ready for one last run. But in a September 2015 home match against Kennesaw State, she tore her ACL. It was the first month of her senior season.
I went into shock and just kind of being like, okay, like what's the next step? I'm always someone like, I'm not going to dwell on this moment. Like, what is the next step?
Zachary leaned on her faith to get her through the rehabbing process.
My faith is just like everything. I lean on him in times of doubt. I lean on him in times of celebration, like right now, just thanking him for everything he's done for me.
The most part of Eliza's joy is her relationship with Jesus Christ.
Zachary also faced a hurdle in the classroom.
We didn't realize that Eliza had ADD.
And to just have people kind of telling me like, oh, you're not going to be able to do this, you're not going to be able to do that, and you're not smart enough to be in these classes. And so I just took that as a resistance.
Zachary now has an internship in Atlanta and plans to play overseas afterwards. From the GSU Sports Arena and for Primetime Sports, I'm Rashad Milligan.